What is up, guys, and welcome back to another video. And today we have been given the FIFA 20 career mode patch notes, the one we have all been waiting for. And I have to say, this year we've got some very nice changes indeed. Now, if you haven't already subscribed, do go drop me a sub. And boys, huge appreciate. Let's get right into what we need to look at today. It's the pitch notes that are finally here. Start off just a bit of an introduction, EA running through what they need to, saying how they've neglected it for the future. Now, that's not what they said at all, but starting off, we've got new press conferences and player conversation. And press conferences, I don't find that exciting. I'm going to be honest with you. It's not a big thing, but all they've done is brighten it up a little bit more, and it's really not a big feature. However, they do say it will impact players' morale, so I do like they've given it a little more weighting than they did have. But the big one for me that I like, it's not this image here, is this is also good, how they show highlights now of your game, like your actual match. I think is a really good feature they go on later, is the player conversations. Now you could have a physical conversation where you get like a certain set of answers like any other game, and it'll affect how they react. Now I think it's a brilliant feature. It adds more reality to the game. It's missing a little bit at the moment, and I think that's a brilliant addition because the content morale bar I think is great to see, and it'll be interesting because if you've got so many players, even at a club like Real Madrid, yeah, as they've got here, you've got so much to manage. Let's say Bale, for example, his morale's gonna be low, so you're gonna have to like manage that as well as managing just saying, oh, I'll just send out the best lineup, because otherwise your substitutes and your reserve and your backup players will get unhappy, and you've got to have conversations, better relationships with the players. I think this is a really good addition, and throws back to old FIFA where they had like players demanding to leave and you couldn't do anything about it. I thought it was a really good feature because it forces people's hands, adds more of a challenge, especially into like 3-4 seasons into the career mode. So that's the first addition to the game that we've had, which I think is a very good one actually. Here's an extension of the player morale system, and as I said a second ago, I think it's really good, and the fact that all the things, the press conferences will impact them, I think that's what's good. Now, next up we've got manager customization, which basically means we're going to get more than one of each ethnicity, because all we have at the moment is 5 white guys, 1 black guy and 1 Asian, which for me doesn't create a big issue, as you can tell, but I think that's a decent feature to add. For me, it doesn't add a lot. I don't really care, especially because see, they've added customization. You can have hats and stuff. Personally, for me, you just got to go for that middle-aged looking guy with suit and tie. But either way, now we've got live screenshots. I was talking about a second ago, where it'll give you key snapshots of things. I think that's a brilliant addition. Just neatens things up, curves the edges of the whole thing. I think that's a really nice addition to the game. We've also got these league UI themes. I'm not entirely sure what this is going to be. I think it's just like nice backgrounds and stuff. Or maybe, oh, it's like when you go into the game, when you're doing all the loading settings, I think what they're saying here is they've got different backgrounds to them. So that's a nice little difference, but for me, not a big thing. Obviously, it's still got all the kits, which is, of course, what we needed in this year's game. Other than Juventus, which has, of course, been cut. Now, this is the big dog right here. Dynamic player potentials. If you're a career mode person, you're very excited about this one. And to be fair to EA, they listened. They finally fucking listened and went and brought it in. Now, this is a brilliant addition. What it means, for those that don't follow career modes extensively, currently, players have a capped potentials. Let's say Jack Wilshere, yeah? He's got an 80 rating. His potential is capped at 80. You cannot get higher than that rating, whatever you do. However, now, with these dynamic player potentials, what they're saying is, depending on what you're doing, how you use the players, how good a form they're on, their potentials will change, which makes the game less mechanical, more real as well. Because let's say, and this is not just for your team, it's for transfers. So let's say you're in a season, you're going, right, before you can just kind of look at a player, you can go onto FootWiz and you can go, right, Upamecano, we know he'll be good in a few years. Now, you go, Upamecano's not playing, yeah? If I go for him, his potential might drop, yeah? And then I've lost out on the player, spent more than I need to. So it affects the whole game. And it's like, here we go, scored a lot of goals for a young prospect in his break season. Like someone like Kane, yeah? He originally had like a 71, I think, potential back in FIFA 14 or something. That means that in FIFA 14, you couldn't have had the Kane that you had today. But now you can, because the players could have that breakthrough season, which I think is absolutely brilliant. See, kept the run of good performance going and they'll play close to retirement. Okay, so it's going to even boost older players, so maybe that's something good we'll see for next year's FIFA, is that at the moment EA have like a Chelsea kind of setup, whereas like, you hit 30, your career's done, your stuff goes to shit. Maybe they've changed that, which I think is also absolutely brilliant to see that, yeah, here you go, will be high in the academy, and the decrease of his attributes will stall for a long period of time. So if older players won't decrease at such a fast rate, I think that's really good as well. So it just mixes up the game more, makes it just not always the same players. Now, we've got new negotiation environments. guess it's alright. Doesn't really excite me, to be honest. Now, this is a new thing. This image wasn't coming up for me earlier, but this is the new team layout. Now, I do like that, actually. Okay, so I'm not a fan of the colour of this. I'm going to be honest, I prefer the background pitch that we currently have. But I do like this on the right-hand side here. How you can compare players much more in depth. I think that's actually a really good addition, especially for career mode. Like, I know, obviously it's important for Ultimate Team, but I think that's a really nice addition for career mode. And also that Royal team looks sick. And they put the morale, that's the one, I was about to say happiness rating, morale of each player, which is another great addition on the things you can like see and then physically look and go, right, this player is unhappy, maybe I should play him. So I think that's another great thing. There we go. Okay, and a couple of other features. We've got an ability to disable international management. That's alright, I guess. Doesn't really add or remove a lot. Now they've increased the composure, redistributed weights, kind of physicality, because obviously a lot of youth players, when they come through, are very, very small and it doesn't change, which is always annoying. Increased ethnicity cuts, you'll be happy about that one, finally. Increase the initial amounts for wage budget allocation. I thought they were fine, but I don't think there's a big issue with that. But if it needs changes, then that's fair enough. Now, I do like this. Increase the player value of defensive players based on the latest transfer market. So we had Maguire, we've had Van Dijk. So we've had a couple of players moving about and increasing in price. So I think it's good in defensive position. So I think it's good to see this, that they've changed that. They've also moved and fixed a couple of things. They've sorted, like, the Austrian League splits off halfway through the season. They've sorted that out. They've changed the FA Cup rulings to how it is. I like that. And here's another big one. Also, two more big ones. Algorithm for AI teams has been improved. Brilliant to see. You're not going to see Messi on the bench anymore, like we have seen a couple of times this season, which this year, which is always annoying. We're just like, why? It's a bit really annoying. And we've got 8 saves back after this year's nightmare, to be honest, which has been really annoying. Here you can see the league changes that I was talking about. Updated use of the full substitute and all the extra time competition. I like that addition as well. And that is everything that they have added to this year's career mode. I'm 50-50 on that. I'm going to be blunt with you. I'm 50-50 on it. I think, on the one hand, there are a couple of additions that are really good. Notably, the player conversations and the dynamic stuff. I think they're really, really good. But at the same time, they've tried to big up a couple of things. I personally don't care about the ethnicity or the background stuff. For me, that's not football, that's drama class. So for me, that's not a big deal. But on the whole, compared to previous FIFAs, what we've had in the last years, it's the head in the right direction. I suppose, thank you to PES in a way, but increasing the competition. So I want to know in the comments down below, has this improved FIFA enough for those career mode fans to want to buy it next year? Stick that in the comments down below. Until then, I will see you guys next time with some more news and a new I was about to hold on, Hamburg career mode coming very, very soon. Let's see you guys next time. Peace!